I'm going to stop for a second and acknowledge Berry Oakley's immense contribution to the Allman Brothers sound. Berry laid the foundation with rock solid bass, and it's something that all of his successors in the band, and there were four: Lamar Williams, David Goldflies, Alan Woody, Oteil Burbridge, they brought to their group in their own way. All of them followed this mode of lead bass that Berry played. That's how I described it in my book, Play All Night, Duane Allman and the Journey to Fillmore East, where Berry's grounding the bass rhythmically, but he's tying the drums, the guitar, and the organ all together, which is a lot of what a bass does. But he's also propelling the band forward in a melodic sense. It's really pretty incredible. And really, one of the first things I noticed when I finally heard the Allman Brothers, when it finally sunk in with me, is the bass is a third lead guitar. And honestly, I didn't know you could do that with a bass until Berry Oakley. Anytime I give love to Berry or to the Allman Brothers bassists, it elicits a lot of love and conversation. There's a whole lot of people who share huzzahs, hallelujahs, and amens about Berry Oakley's uniqueness. And Berry's chief influences were Phil Lesh of the Grateful Dead, Jack Cassidy of Jefferson Airplane, and their influence on Berry made the Dead and the Airplane very much exemplars for the Allman Brothers Band in their own version of psychedelic rock. That each band updated the American music canon through their own unique lenses, and each band was anchored by a lead bass player. Now, Berry Oakley started out as a lead guitarist in his hometown of Chicago. In 1966, he moved south as soon as I had enough sense, where he signed up as a bass player in the backing band of Tommy Rowe called the Romans. He remained primarily a bassist for the rest of his life. Eventually, Berry migrates to Southwest Florida down in the Sarasota area, and there he runs into Dickie Betts. And they formed what eventually becomes a band called The Second Coming, the second partnership, pre-Allman Brothers partnership that joined the Allman Brothers Band. The first, of course, being Duane and Greg themselves as brothers. Now, Duane had been recruiting Berry for his band for several months when he showed up in Muscle Shoals to play with him and J-Mo. Here's what J-Mo said. It was amazing. It was like, holy shit, where did this motherfucker come from? It became a whole different ball game. And that point, my whole life perspective changed from what I was when I went down there. What did it sound like? Here's what J-Mo said. Closest I can relate is the first time I heard Mahavishnu Orchestra. Mahavishnu Orchestra. J-Mo said, the music is still spiritual, but in the beginning it was even more spiritual. I can remember several times when I was so at peace with what I was playing that my spirit left my body. This is a fact. Since Duane and B.O. have gone on, I've never experienced this while playing. I have experienced it hearing one other band play, and that was Mahavishnu Orchestra. Pretty special that Mahavishnu Orchestra is how J-Mo reflected on the music that he, Duane, and Berry made in Muscle Shoals. The jams were that groundbreaking to his ears and his soul, as was hearing Mahavishnu Orchestra for the first time. Now back to Oakley. Berry didn't get a lot of bass solos with the Allman Brothers Band. In fact, no bass player really does. They get one spot a night. But honestly, bass players in the Allman Brothers Band are soloing all night. Listening to Berry play amazes me, particularly his live stuff. You just hear so much push-pull, whole lot of call and response, and the way Berry drives the band in answering what the soloists are doing. My favorite, all-time, Mountain Jam from Eat a Peach. It's the one sole, 100% improvisational piece that the Allman Brothers Band play. Butch and J-Mo set the pace coming out of the gate on timpani and drums. Berry's bass weaves in and out, around, under, and through as Duane, Dickie, and Greg toy with the melody line. Some of my favorite playing of Berry's is in the first half of Mountain Jam, where Berry, and Dickie are parrying and thrusting. Dickie will say something, Berry will answer in a way that prods Dickie. You have Duane laying down that rhythm on the E chord, and Greg slathering all that B3 gravy all over this heavenly music. And that section, that piece, it's not just Dickie's gorgeous melodic composition in the moment. Berry Oakley is writing that composition with him. Find him in ABB, Berry Oakley, trust me.